Hi there. Can we talk about fossas? So when I was telling all my really popular and cool circles of friends I totally hang out with on a regular basis that my next animal in the series was going to be the fossa, I realized that a lot of people don't actually know what this animal is. And upon seeing a photo of this animal for clarification, they became even more confused.
All right, so what is this thing? It's got a dog's snout, it's got a cat's face, and it's got those rounded ears. All of those should be clues, but I'm clueless.
What do we think this is?
Rabbit bear.
Yeah, it looks like some sort of maybe a cat bear.
Cat dog.
Cat dog.
Look, it's like a mid-transformation Pokemon,
Oh yeah.
So it's like the Charizard of whatever, like the baby one.
The
is-
Charmeleon.
The Charmeleon.
Yeah, Charmeleons.
So it'd be
thank
like
you.
the first one is like Cator,
Yeah.
and this one is like Beartor, and then the last
Yeah.
one's just Bear.
What's
Bear.
Depends on how big it actually is. If it's big, I'm going to say it's like the Golden Panther. And if it's small, like, I don't know, it kind of looks like a cat with some dog strength. So, Dogbra. The indigenous Dogbra.
It's an Iranian mouse-eared desert cat.
Yeah, that's cat dog.
So I can't even start to explain how this animal is portrayed in myth, culture, or media because y'all don't even know what it is. But don't worry, because if I can explain this creature to screaming children, I'm sure I can explain to all of you, I think. So, the fossa. What is it? A lot of you said cat, and you're sort of right. The fossa, or as its scientific name calls it, Cryptoprocta, meaning hidden anus, due to a small pouch that covers its rectum to prevent a wacky prank from happening to it, is not in the cat family the way a leopard, ocelot, or serval is, but it is in the Feliformia family, a group of animals that all share a common ancestor with a cat-like carnivore. There are around 114 known animals in the Feliformia family, including the obvious felines like the cheetah, to the more surprising like the hyena and mongoose, all the way to our dude, the fossa. The closest and best known animal the fossa shares a relation to is the mongoose. So to describe a fossa, imagine a mongoose who lives at the CrossFit gym and lives on nothing but protein powder, and through strict self-discipline and possibly doping has developed lean gains of the likes that have never been seen before. So, now that we know what this animal is, where do we find them? Fossa are lesser known than other animals in the Feliformia family because they're only found in one location in the entire world, the island of Madagascar. The fourth largest island in the world, Madagascar broke off from the mainland around 88 million years ago, allowing the flora and fauna there to evolve in relative isolation. This means that Madagascar is home to animals found nowhere else in the world. This does not just include the fossa, but many other creatures the fossa enjoys eating, such as the lemur, and lemur. Despite being about only 20 pounds tops, the fossa is the largest mammal predator in Madagascar with impressive sight, hearing, and smell. Due to its main food source being animals that live in the trees, the fossas are an impressive tree-climbing animal, using their tails for balance and semi-retractable claws to aid them in climbing. They also have semi-plantigrade feet, meaning that unlike, say, humans that are plantigrade and put their entire foot on the ground when walking, or a wolf that is digitigrade and walks on its toes, the fossa is a switch. And will walk on the flats of its feet when in the trees, and will walk on its toes when on the ground. Proportional to its body, the male fossa resembles some furry fan art drawn by a horny individual, and has an incredibly large penis. Like many other mammals, it also has a balculum, or if you're 5, a penis bone. Fossas are polyandrous, which means unlike your favorite anime if a bunch of waifus competing over one sexless dope, it's your favorite anime if a bunch of husbandos competing over one female dope. During mating season, the female fossa will hang out in the treetops and invite various males she fancies to come up and smash with that giant barbed penis of his. But, like many other animals I talk about, these guys are, you guessed it, vulnerable. Fossas are vulnerable for two reasons. The first is deforestation, a sadly common problem in Madagascar where since the 1950s, possibly 50% of all forest cover has been lost, threatening not just the fossa but the lemurs, chameleons, and other amazing animals that live on this island. The second is also human-related but slightly less intentional. It's dogs. Fossas, much like the wolves of Europe, are regarded in Madagascar as a fade or taboo. They're regarded as an evil animal, a threat to livestock, and naughty children who wander away at night. Many domesticated dogs in a variety of villages are not indoor pets, and when left to their own devices will either attack the fossas or attack animals the fossas were supposed to eat, depleting their food sources. Spaying and neutering the dogs in Madagascar was until recently an unused practice, and dogs and cats might have a higher occupancy than half of the island's native carnivores. While spay and neuter programs, along with outreach to villagers who might not be so down to protect the feared and hated fossa, have been helping, the fossa doesn't have a lot of time left before its status could drop from vulnerable to endangered and then eventually extinct. And it's important to remember, Madagascar is only one island, meaning that the fossa and the other creatures on this island are endemic to it, meaning once they go extinct, that's it. They're gone forever. And to go back what I talk about a lot, the best way to prevent this from happening is to make people give a shit. So now, by making this video, I've helpfully done this. Or at least helped you get a leg up on that online trivia app you play. That's all for today. Thanks for letting me talk about fossas.